Hey, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Baha, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is Brother Amathia from the GMS Dallas camp. And wanted to go into a quick lesson how the nation of Israel, we're on this earth and we are not being known of who we are. We're being called proverbs and bywords. When I go into proverbs and bywords, I'm going into what they call us today. If you look at what they called us from the 40s, 50s, 60s on up to today, you have seen a transgression or a change of the names for the nation of Israel, right? You know, if you go to the head tribe or the southern kingdom, which I'm going to Judah, Benjamin, Levi, okay, the darker tribes, okay, we have certain names going into what? Being as colored, things like that. What else? Well, we went from being niggers to colored, right? Then it went into what? They say call us black today. Then when they had Jesse Jackson, when they put him on the platform, when I'm talking about they put him, I'm talking about Esau putting him on the platform. What did they do? They said, hey, we're gonna deem and name y'all African American, and that was in the early '80s, right? Then they have all these other words for us, okay? We're niggas, we're specs, okay, wetbacks. All right, that's going into the Northern Kingdom. But we're all one nation, so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, and we are scattered throughout the nations, okay? But that's what they did. They became and called us by proverbs and bywords. So I want to get this, and I'm going to read on through it, and then I'll get some more scriptures. I want to read what the Lord said will happen to us. Now, when you go into Deuteronomy 28 and starting the 64th chapter, I'm going to read on through, right? And it reads, Salakia. Okay, it says, and the Lord will, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay, and what are some of those other gods that are being worshipped? Santa Claus, okay, the Easter Bunny. These are certain things that our nation do not supposed to celebrate. Okay, these are idol gods, right? Every day here in Babylon the Great, which is AKA America, every day is a celebration of something. Okay, National Oreo Day, things like that. So they do so many things to have your mind to be waiting and praising on. Besides what? Your true power. Yahweh is his name in the Hebrew, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the Son, okay, the only begotten Son, our big brother from the nation of Israel, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which Christ goes into being called Mashiach, which is the Messiah, which goes into what? The Messiah is who will be delivering us, okay? But let's keep going. Verse 65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Okay? And we do have a sorrow of mind. Our minds are bugged out. We have Jake walk around, and when we say Jake, it's short for Jacob, which is the nation of Israel. You had Jake walking around, and with tight jeans on and still trying to sag. Okay, that don't make no damn sense. Okay, we have Jake that goes to work every day, um, and work hella hard, come home to get talk and talk shit to by who? His own woman. We have our women trying to push that they want to be independent and push out the man. And this is true because this is really the only nation that does it, especially going to the Judite women, which is the so-called black woman. We have trembling hearts. We fail to see when that when our people are down, our people don't come together when the other people are killing when we killing one another. But then you see a Edomite, which is a so-called white man or a policeman, do something to one of our people, then everybody come together. But yet you still killing each other. But it's gonna be times where it's gonna get so bad and Esau's gonna come down on you, and that's what the Lord is gonna do. Is gonna ramp up these guys in the hoods and losing jobs and all that is gonna rile up. And that's when you're gonna see Jacob's trouble really get ramped up. Okay? But we see the things on TV. All this is coming into a terrible, terrible situation. Okay? You got Cardi B and what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion, which is Stallion is an actual male horse. Look like they on TV about to scissor one another and doing all type of explicit acts on TV. And then get offended if somebody says something about it. You know? This is madness. But it's brought to you by who? Esau, but he's presenting the terrible acts from with you so-called black Latinos and Native Americans. Because you're the eye catchers, okay? Our people are mourning, okay? Our people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge. Pursuant to Hosea 4 and 6. This is verse 66. It says, "And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life." Hey, you get pulled over by the police, you just never know. That might be your last day here upon the walking upon the living in the body. Okay, this might be your last day. You just never know. Then you have Esau. Hey, he may come in and you in the store. He may want to come and shoot up the place. That should be deemed terrorist, but they won't because he's Esau. He's the ruler of the whole earth. But you just never know. You don't have no assurance in this life. You just have the assurance that Yahweh Shem Shai will deliver you. You have faith and belief and keep doing the work and pushing through the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Right? Verse 67, "In the morning thou shalt say with Yahweh Bashem Shai, it were even. And it even thou shalt say with Yahweh, it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, and by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there shall be so unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you, and no man will not buy us." Okay, and because our people, we are holy people, but yet the Lord has brought us low. Why? Because of our disobedience. And when I say our disobedience, I'm talking about the nation of Israel. Okay, because there's no people on the earth that can do the things we do. And that's the reason being is because through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All these inventions, okay, the cotton gin, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, the stoplight, I want to say the cold motorized motor on the train. Okay, all these things that has been, and you've seen the advancement of things, but all these things that has came to the world that were beneficial, especially here in Babylon the Great, was invented by who? The so-called black men, the so-called black, Latino, or Native American. Because we all have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He have gave us these certain abilities through the spirit. Even though you may have no understanding or who your true power is, because we were cut off from being a nation going into Psalms 83. It's through Yahweh Shem Yahushua to give us these abilities. Hey, he made Esau wiser than Daniel. Okay, but we are the nation and we are a holy people. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. It reads, "For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power has chosen thee." And who is thee? He's talking about the nation of Israel. "To be a special people unto himself, above all that are upon thee of the earth." He chose us to be, okay? He chose the nation of Israel to be above all people. And we are his. Okay, he made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They didn't just stop with Abraham, which they always push, saying to Abraham, our father. But keep going, that lineage. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and from there, the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? And yes, by the seed of thy father is what? It's who you are, the nation of Israel. Okay? It's who your father is. All right? This is Psalms 147, verse 19. It says, "He showeth his word unto Jacob, okay, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel." That's why when I said something, you say Jake, when you call in so-called black, Latino, or Native American Jake, that's short for Jacob. The Lord calls the nation of Israel, sometimes he may call him Jacob, or he might just say Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Okay? Verse 20, he has not dealt so with any nation. Why is that? Because the Lord's ways are his ways, and his thoughts are his thoughts, and his ways are not our ways, roughly paraphrasing, okay? Do they make the Lord unrighteous? The Lord, Yahweh forbid, okay? His thoughts are not our thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. That's why we can't fathom and we can't imagine, because we are our minds are too small, too minute to even comprehend the thoughts of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? The Lord wants you to know he will put the spirit upon us. But in these bodies, especially how lowly we are, the Lord is going to bring forth a new body for what? He's going to bring forth for us to have new bodies, and we will retain all the understandings that he will allow us to have of the world and what's going on. But the other nations won't have that. We will have our laws in the inward part, the other nation will not. Okay, they will come up to the mountain to see us, for we can teach them the ways. Like I said, he's going to go up to the mountain of our Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Like I said, Yahweh is the Father, and Yahushua is our big brother, okay? The only begotten Son, who died for us, for the elect to be delivered. And that's the elect of Israel. Okay? And like I said, it's who your father is. Okay? Okay, so I'm finna go ahead and try to finish up here. I want to get one more here. I'm trying to think, because when you go through the lineage, you know, that's the nation of Israel. We know that, okay, we've been brought to us, brought as proverbs and bad words. Okay? But like I say, we were bought with a price. The Lord died for the nation of Israel's sins. Okay? Okay? It says, Deuteronomy 14:2, it says, "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth." Above all the nations. Okay? That's why the nations know that we are when we are under the power and under the law and basically being righteous under Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai as a nation, it's no stopping us. It is no stopping. Okay? And the earth will flourish because we will become rulers. But like you said, that's why the Lord brought us down because we was disobedient. We're gonna come back, okay, and be delivered up. The elect will. Thermonuclear destruction will happen upon the earth. Okay? Then by way of chariots, and we're going to come and establish after the earth is purified through fire, we're going to come back and rule righteously. Okay? And these damn elites of the world, Esau, they're going to basically be what? They're going to be slaves. And that's just true. They're gonna be the first fruits in slavery, and they're gonna start what? The building of the kingdom. Okay? But like I said, they have cut us off from being a nation, and we have became what? Proverbs and words with the so-called leaders who have helped push that agenda. The leaders of the black community, T.D. Jakes, Jesse Jacksons, and all those. So, you know, the Lord, hey, a standard is coming upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be delivered, and the true name of Israel will be established. You know, not the ones in the land now. The true nation, so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. So with that, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Kadash. Double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Aki pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.